Hey guys, Sam from Manfa's Makes. How are you all? Welcome back to all my returners and hi to any newbies. It is so great to have you here. Please do stick around a while. And if you like what you see, give me a thumbie. They are free. So we are going to be doing something slightly different today. I fancied doing a slightly different craft than the crochet and fibre variety. So if you were hoping for crochet content or yarny content, sorry, this is not the video for you. But come back tomorrow and there will be. So you can see this big picture in front of you, and while I'm talking, I'm getting all the bits and pieces ready. We are going to be doing some painting by numbers today, and I haven't done this since I was a small child. So I thought, why not? Let's have a blast from the past. So just bear with me a second while I am getting this all ready. This is a kit that was got from Amazon. It was this kit here. Okay, and hopefully the finished picture will look like this. Oh, sorry. Bad camera skills, but it will be a gorgeous rainbowy dragon on a cloud. So let's give this a go, shall we? So here is the full scale of the painting. I am gonna fold it slightly because the instructions say to start from the top and work down. So that is what we are going to be doing today. Now, I do apologise once again for my setup, guys. I'm going to bring you in closer. Oops, there will be shadows. I do not have the best setup for this, but I am doing the best with what I have, so bear with me. This shadow that you can see here is actually the webcam, so let's see if we can move the ring light where that, no, that's just made it worse. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not going to be able to get rid of it, guys. Okay. So we have zoomed in, and because it says to start at the top, sadly, I am going to be filling in the black because that is the background. I have got myself a glass of water to clean my brush. And because this is quite a big area to fill in, I am using the biggest brush that came in the kit. I am not an expert at this, guys, in any way, shape or form. This is just a bit of fun. And if it turns out absolutely rubbish, it's okay because I didn't actually buy this painting kit anyway. So it's a win-win all round. Now, as I said, my setup is not the best. There will probably be times where I block your view. You're having to deal with the shadow of the webcam anyway. So we will just do the best that we can, okay? So I am going to be chatting with you as I paint. But obviously if I go quiet, it's because I am concentrating also. So how are you all? Have you guys ever done paint by numbers before? This is not going to be professional. This is not going to be perfect. And I'm okay with that. I'm just going to enjoy a different style of craft with you guys today and fill you in on the previous week. So, when we last left off, I told you that when I was filming last week, that night I was going to be meeting up with ex-colleagues from my prison job. We hadn't met since just before or just after Christmas. I can't remember which. I think it was just before Christmas. And it was a nice night. It was great to catch up with them. It was nice to be out. Yeah, it was really good to see everybody. It was enjoyable. We had a bite to eat. Love their company, love catching up with them and finding out what's going on for them in their world. Yeah, because we hadn't seen each other for a good couple of months, there was plenty to catch up on, which is good, because I feel if you meet up with people too often, there isn't a lot to catch up on. So plenty to talk about, plenty of giggles, plenty of good times. We've already said that we're going to try and do this every 2 to 3 months, just so that we can all stay in contact and touch base regularly and things, which I think is absolutely wonderful. I am here for it. So yeah, it was a really enjoyable night. Even though I was absolutely exhausted, I'm glad that I pushed myself to go, because it was really great seeing everyone. And then on the Sunday, I went round my parents to have some quality time with them and my 2 nephews. Always love seeing them. I only see them once a fortnight, so I really do enjoy those Sundays. And in all honesty, guys, it is just so lovely having a full Sunday roast cooked for you by someone. So yeah, on a selfish note, I love those Sundays. Sorry if the camera's wiggling. I'm trying not to be too heavy-handed, but at the same time, I need to make sure that I'm happy with the coverage I'm getting with the paint, which currently it's going okay, but it's not quite. You've got to remember, guys, that my eyesight isn't that great either, so it's going to be a trial and error. So yes, the Sunday we had quality family time. It was really lovely. And then it was the usual school and work routine for us all. Monday, what happened Monday? Monday, went to work. It was a bit of a long shift, bit of a hard shift. As I've said before in many of my catch-up type videos, fulfilling 2 roles is a lot at the moment. It's pushing me to my limits. It's really exhausting. It's really overwhelming, and it's quite stressful. I decided to give my work colleague a lift home, which made me slightly running late for a doctor's appointment that I had. And in my hurry to get to my doctor's appointment, I had a bit of a disaster with the car. So if you remember, I've recently had to get my brakes done because they seized up after going through flood water. So that cost me a pretty penny. And then as I was in a hurry, I accidentally clipped a rock on a corner and I blew out my tyre. Now, I'm fine. I limped the car to a semi-safe spot and rang for help, but it did mean that I missed my doctor's appointment. I had to reschedule. Trying to get a doctor's appointment here is really quite incredibly difficult, and I was going for an injection, and In my doctor's surgery, there are only 3 nurses that are able to administer this injection. So I'm quite limited even more by getting in with someone who can do it. And they said that I would need to come the next day at 3 p.m. or if I insisted that I could only do an appointment after my work hours, I would have to wait 4 to 5 weeks. Well, this injection does have a time scale to it. If I had waited 4 to 5 weeks, I would have been incredibly overdue. So I then had the headache of having to see if I could go to my doctor's appointment. Anyway, we'll get to that bit in a minute. So I'm on the side of the road. I've got a bus tyre and I've missed my appointment. I'm angry. I'm stressed. I can't believe it. It's going to be another additional cost that I'm having to pay out for. Really, really didn't need that at all. I mean, nobody ever needs it, but yeah, I was less than impressed, shall we say. Thankfully, it took several phone calls, speaking to several different people before help was found for me. I rang my usual garage who sorts out anything to do with my car. They had closed for the evening. He wouldn't have been able to have helped me until the next day. That was no good because I was stranded, needed to get home at least for the children. So he gave me a suggestion of another company that I could call, which I did, and the phone just kept ringing and ringing and ringing. And just before I was about to give up and put the phone down, they picked up. And later in the evening, he did say that he very nearly didn't pick up the phone to me. He tried getting me to look for a spare. I don't have a spare wheel. That is something that I'm going to rectify as soon as funds allow. So it wasn't just a case of him bobbing down the road and putting my spare on for me because there was no spare. He looked in their stocks to see if they had the type of tyre that I have on my car, in stock, and they didn't. But thankfully, he managed to get hold of, oh no, I dropped my paintbrush. It's okay, we'll let it dry and we'll paint over it when we get there. He spoke to his colleague, and thankfully he was in a town not too far away where he could get his hands on the tyre that I needed. But he explained to me that I was going to have to wait because a call had come in literally a couple of minutes before mine, and they'd have to go and attend to that call first. So I may have a bit of a wait, which wasn't ideal. He said that he was going to lock up the garage and he was heading back on the road that I was stuck on anyway. So he said he'd pull in and see if there was anything else that we could do a bit quicker. So he came and assessed the car. He said, yep, it should just be a straight tyre change. He had confirmation from his work colleague that they had managed to get hold of one of my tyres, which was great. But because I was on the way to the other job, they very, very gallantly and kindly offered to do my tyre before going on to the job that came in before mine, because they would be not directly going past me, but they could divert to me and then go on to the job that had already been called in. So I was super grateful for that. It did still mean, however, that I was still, a couple of hours on the side of the road. It was freezing cold, but it gave me lots of time to sort other things out. So I got hold of my line manager and explained the situation about the doctor's appointment. He said, it's medical, don't worry about it. And I said, well, if you let me leave early to get to my doctor's appointment, which is still technically when the school's open and I should be in, that after my doctor's appointment, I will, in fact, make the time up that I would have missed that afternoon at home when I got home from the doctor's, which he agreed to. So that meant that I wasn't going to be too late for my injection, which was amazing. Finally, after a couple of hours, I was totally rescued. My car was fixed and drivable, and I made my sorry way home. So that was Monday. So yeah, I'd spent quite a bit of money on the brakes the previous week, and then the Monday, it cost me pretty much the same amount in call-out fees and all that jazz on the Monday. Then on the Tuesday, again, it was another tough day. I think they're all going to be a bit tough until my previous role and position is filled by somebody. Another tough day, but I left early, managed to get to my doctor's appointment, had my injection fine, everything was going well. And then I got to the car park and I had been given a parking ticket. Like, you just can't write this up, guys. The universe clearly had it in for me this past week. Honestly, I just don't even know what was going on, what I had done so wrong to the universe that it was treating me the way I was. So yeah, I obviously came home and paid the parking ticket straight away. It was kind of my fault, but we won't get into that. Because yes, I should have displayed a valid ticket, even though that the car park was free for the first hour, because I hadn't gone up to the parking meter and displayed that I had been there for a certain amount of time. They just slapped a ticket on me. And normally where I was parked, I mean, I know it's naughty, but then technically it's a free hour of parking anyway. I know it's naughty, but I can normally be in there for a quick doctor's appointment or a quick trip to the post office, and I've never, ever been given a parking ticket before. So, you know, I just, again, thought that that would be the case on Tuesday, but clearly it wasn't. Clearly the traffic warden was out and about doing his thing, and I got clobbered for it. So, yeah. That was Tuesday. Wednesday, anything happen on Wednesday? I don't think so. And then Thursday, I had to go for that training. That was 2.5 to 3 hours away. That was an incredibly long day. It was worthwhile going, but yeah, I was absolutely pooped when I got home after driving all that way there and back. So yeah, that was a long day. And then Friday, we did manage to finish early, and I went to the pub with my colleagues. I hardly ever get to go to the pub, so we went to the pub, we had a couple of drinks, came home, and of course it was Valentine's Day. We don't normally celebrate Valentine's Day. I don't need a specific day of the year to be told that I'm loved or to show that I love someone. It actually irritates me. No offense to those of you that do celebrate. I'm happy for you. It's just not something that I normally indulge in or take part in. But Mike did buy me flowers, as you might have seen in a previous video. So even though it was super sweet and it did contain 3 of, you know, my top 3 favourite flowers, in my favourite colour. I was a little bit annoyed that he had when we normally don't bother, because then I felt bad that I didn't get him anything, and I didn't get him anything because, like I said, we normally don't bother. So yeah, but other than that, it was just a normal Friday night. And then, so I'm filming this on Sunday the 16th of Feb. Normally I film on a Saturday. The rest of the videos that you've seen this week have been on a Saturday, and tomorrow's video was filmed yesterday. But I wanted to take my time with this. And I wanted to see if the setup worked. So I decided to film on the Sunday. So yesterday, Saturday, I filmed all of this week's content apart from this video. I did laundry like I normally do. Mike took me, him and his daughter out for lunch because my boys were elsewhere. So that was quite nice. We don't do that often. So yeah, we were treated to lunch. We popped to the supermarket to grab a couple of bits that we needed. Yeah, so it was quite nice. You know, we had a nice dinner. That was about it, really. And today I've been finishing up laundry. I've been doing a few chores that needed doing. And I'm filming this. And when I'm done filming this, I'm going to put it somewhere safe to dry, because I think when I do these paint by number videos, I'm just going to keep working on them from where I left off. Yeah, so I'm going to put this somewhere to dry, and then I am going to get myself nice and comfy and cozy, and I am going to crochet the rest of Sunday away, because currently it is 5 to 2 in the afternoon. So I am just going to settle down, get comfy, crochet the day away, enjoy the roast that Mike's going to be cooking for us a bit later, and just chill a little bit before I have my working week ahead. Now, my working week ahead does look very different this week coming, because it is actually school holidays. It is the half term. It means that the children that attend the school that I work in have a week off. My children have a week off as well for their half term. Mike does have the week off. He managed to get his vacation time to cover this week. My week is going to look quite strange. I am going to be working from home Monday. But with Mike and the children home, I'm not going to be able to do some of the super confidential stuff, because obviously it's sensitive, confidential information, and only authorised people can hear it. So I'll be doing more of the email inbox side of things, spreadsheet side of things from home. And then on Tuesday and Wednesday, I have to be at the school, because even in the school holidays, there has to be somebody on site. Because I didn't want to use any of my vacation days this week because Mike was going to be home. I volunteered to be one of the staff members that are on site. So I'm on site Tuesday and Wednesday. And Thursday I'm working from home again, but again Mike and the children will probably be here, and then Friday I'm on site again. So it's a working week for me. It's just a slightly different type of working week, which is fine. So yeah, all of my colleagues pretty much, apart from my line manager and the maintenance guy, everyone else has a week off. Now, I knew that when I took this roll, but it still smarts a little bit, not gonna lie. But it is what it is, and it will mean that whether I'm on site with nobody else there, it will be nice and quiet. I won't get so distracted, and hopefully it will mean that I'll be able to get quite a bit done. And on site, I'll be able to do the confidential stuff because nobody else is around. And at least I'll have 2 days at home to work as well, which means in between tasks, I can be doing laundry or a chore here and there to keep on top of things. I really quite like working from home because I can intermingle work life and home life quite nicely. So yeah. So that's what my week ahead looks like. Yeah. So I'm just going to take some of this excess off of here and come down here with it a bit. Okay, I'm going to go back to my thinner brush and just get around these little details a bit better. Yeah, so what are your guys' plans for the week? I bet they're more fun than mine. I bet they are. Okay, so I am going to just neaten up a few areas. Sorry guys, I was concentrating then. Not that talking's going to steady my hand, but like I said, this is not going to be perfect, guys. I'm not going to be overcritical. This is my first one in absolute years. So, you know, I'm just going to be super happy that I've indulged in a craft that I haven't done for so long and see if I still enjoy it. Try and get some of that bleed. There we go, that's a bit better. Okay, so let's cut in around this one as well. So yeah, like I asked at the beginning of the video, have you guys done paint by numbers? Have I tempted you to try a paint by numbers? Is it, you know, your kind of thing? Is it like totally the opposite of your thing? Let me know your thoughts and opinions. I just thought that this rainbow dragon was super cute and it would give me the opportunity to still be crafty but in a different way. Sometimes it's nice to take a break from our passion craft, which for me is of course crochet. But sometimes it is nice and enjoyable to do something else. Switch it up a little bit, cleanse the palette if you will. There we go, beautiful. How's it looking on camera? Oh, see, it looks really black on camera, but I've been noticing the more I've been painting, this is actually a super deep, deep, deep dark purple, which is pretty cool. You do need an element of patience for this, and I'm not sure that my patience is right up where it needs to be, which is why I'm not bothered if I do go over the lines slightly. Normally I'm a perfectionist, but I'm actually realising it's okay. It is okay. Right, just a few more. Let's move it up slightly. I'm just going to get it to a point where I feel comfortable to finish for today. Because like I said, I want as much cozy, comfy crochet time this afternoon as I can get before my working week starts again. I am making some really good progress on something that I have been loving this week, which you will see in crochet catch up tomorrow. So please do tune in for that. There has been a new start and quite a bit of progress on that new start as well. So please tune in to find out about that, because it may just have something to do with the challenge that was put out by a much bigger channel and gorgeous person. I wasn't going to back away from that. No, no, no. And I have had lots of fun with it. So I, of course, will share that with you tomorrow. Okay, so we could technically be, do you know what, I am just gonna, see, this is where slightly the perfectionist in me comes in, because I need to leave it looking okay. Like, I couldn't just have gone around the edge of that and left that until next time. I don't know. I have some weird... I'm just weird sometimes. And that's okay. That's okay. Okay, right. Let's do underneath here. There we go. And then last bit on this big brush, so that Sam is happy with where we left off. But see, the more I keep going, the more I want to tidy up and do. Oh my goodness gracious. If you can hear that noise, that is the tumble dryer. And I was so in the zone then, I totally forgot to talk. I'm so sorry. I was concentrating. Right, I really do need to wrap this up for you guys. Otherwise, it's going to be a super long video. Right, I am going to leave it there. So I'm going to put my paintbrushes in the water. I'm going to put the lid on top of my paint. And I'm going to slowly move the camera upwards so you can see what has been achieved. Whoop, wrong way. There we go. So that is the complete top of the painting. And that is what I managed to get done today. Now, I am probably going to have to touch it up. Some bits I can see are going to need an extra coat. But that's okay. That is all right. So, for the first part of this, I nearly said diamond painting, this paint by number journey, we have made a good start. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you want to see this as maybe a once a month segment on the channel? If so, I will make that happen. So I am going to leave it there, guys. Thank you so much for your time today. I really do appreciate it. Come back tomorrow, like I said, for crochet catch up, where you can see all of the fibre and crochet making I've been doing for the past week. But until then, stay safe, be kind, look after one another, get some good quality time in with your loved ones, and get some good quality crafting time in. I will see you in the next one or around the YouTube streets. Bye, guys. Love you loads.